What a crazy ass Friday night. And even though it's only been a week since I went to another event, which I'm gonna explain in my next video, before I clear the elephant out of the room, I just want to let you know that if you have checked on Facebook recently, because I did check mine yesterday, there is gonna be a free after work party next week Friday, October 18th. It's at the Brooklyn Marriage. You can go to their Facebook page, go to their Instagram page, and there's going to be a free after work party next week, Friday, October 18th. So let's have to clear that one out of the way. But now that I'm here recording, doing another video, I like to discuss what happened about last night. As a matter of fact, this is one of my stories. This is Galaxy Dollars X Stories presents how my night was almost ruined. And why did I say my night was almost ruined? Put it to it like this. Say you bought a free RSVP ticket and you Google map it and then you go to the spot and then where is everybody? Where's the crew? Where's the bodyguard that checks for IDs? So, you know what? Not to confuse everybody, so I'm going to get right to the chase. Now, it's Friday night, and I decided to take it. Well, before Friday night, I got out of work like 12 o'clock, then came home till like 1, and I decided, you know what, since I'm going out tonight, I'm going to take a nap. So, I took a little nap. Well, before I took a nap, I went to the post office. I went to the post office today, and I picked up a package. Now, if you did see my last video about the package I received yesterday, you can go back. You know what? After I tell the story, you can go back to the video, the last video I posted yesterday about the Excision LED captain's hat, and it's in red. I've got to tell you, the captain's hat is so dope and it's so badass. And if you did see the last video that I uploaded, that tells you something that, you know what? I'm gonna say that before I tell the story, I gotta say something. I gotta tell everybody the announcement. As of next year, I plan to go to three new festivals. And the reason why Electric Zoo is not part of those three lists because I'm already planning on going next year. So it's been a tradition. Well, this will be for 2020 going to be my fourth time going to Electric Zoo next year. But anyway, back to the special announcement. Now, I am going to Lost Lands next year for 2020. That is one out of the three new festivals that I'm going to go to next year. What are the other two festivals that I'm going to go to? You're just going to have to find out once 2020 gets here. Where am I going to do that announcement? I'll probably live stream it on Instagram and probably do it in another video on YouTube and probably upload it on Facebook. So, well, that out of the way, and I clear the elephant in the room, it's time to get back to it's time to go back to my story of how my night was almost ruined. Yes, and how my night was almost ruined. I did explain beginning that I came home from work, go straight to the post office, pick up the package, took a little nap, and before I took a little nap, I opened it, did a video, as you see the last video of my captain's hat. Special shout out to RML_designs. That's a capital RML. You can look that up on Instagram and other websites. Oh, you can check it on Facebook at facebook.com/RML. That's capital R, capital M, capital L _designs. Now, to check that out. Or like I say, you can go follow on go find them on Instagram. So anyway, back to the story. Now, after I took a little power nap, I decided to shave. As you may see, I'm perfectly shaved. Get dressed, and I went on my way. It didn't took that long because it was not that far where I live. I live 20 minutes away, and I can get there within 15. So I walk to the J train. I went to the J train station, Flushing Avenue, Broadway train station, took the J, get off of Broadway Junction, take the A Express to Nostrand Avenue. Once I got off of Nostrand Avenue, I walk up 2 more blocks, and then I make a right. But then there was a bunch of guys knowing that I was going to find a secret warehouse, so they told me it's at the other side. It's at the other block over. It's at Herkillam Street. I was at Herkillam Place, so I decided, like, you know what? I went back till I came. Hopefully, I can find the secret warehouse. And it turns out I walked from Nostrand Avenue, because I was like Herkillam Street, towards Bedford Avenue, and I'm not seeing nothing. So I went back to the free Wi-Fi, the free link Wi-Fi station. And if you're from New York and you see these Wi-Fi link stations, free link Wi-Fi stations, then you know what I'm talking about. Everything else, for those of you who not know what link Wi-Fi station is, it's basically like a free Wi-Fi that you can use Google Maps, you can use to call your friends, family. Hell, they even have a red button in case of emergency. You can hit the red button and it immediately calls 911. Whether it's the police, fire department, it could be anyone. So, on to the story. Now, I was back at the Wi-Fi station. I was right back towards, I was about like a block away from Nostrand Avenue. I was at Arking Place. And I look at the Facebook page, The Secret Warehouse. I opened up the maps, and the location, it was 3 blocks that way, and it was like 2 blocks away from the Kingston and Truth Avenue C train station. So you know what? I walked 3 blocks towards Brooklyn Avenue, then I made a right. 2 blocks later, I'm at the Atlantic Avenue, at the location, then it was nothing again. This is like the second time this happened. I screamed, I turned right, and hopefully I can find the secret warehouse. I walked towards New York Avenue and Atlantic Avenue. Nothing's there. So I went back the way I came. 2 blocks later, I walked towards from Atlantic Avenue, New York Avenue to Atlantic Avenue and Kingston Avenue, and nothing. Then I went to, well, before I even got to the train station, I look at the Wi-Fi thing again. So I went back to Fulton Street and Brooklyn Avenue. I look at the address. I look at the Eventbrite site, and it told me there were no upcoming events. So in my mind, it's like I bought a free RSVP ticket, and they didn't show me a proper location. And they did say secret warehouse, but the zip code, it was the Brooklyn zip code was 11216, and that's not that far where I live. Like I said, I live like, 15, 20 minutes away. So I went to the Facebook page and I clicked on discussion. Now, I scrolled down. The first thing I see was a picture. Was posted up like an hour ago. So I click on the picture, and then something, I recognized that area, and it wasn't, I look at that picture like, wait a minute. I know that area because I travel to and from the area like half the time. In fact, I've been traveling to and from the borough of Queens. Then it finally hit me. Queens. It was fucking Queens the entire time. They got me scrambling around like back and forth in Brooklyn, and they didn't even bother giving me the address. I know it's a secret warehouse, but the zip code they give was the Brooklyn zip code, which is 11216. That picture I saw, that wasn't Brooklyn. That was Queens. And the bus route was the Q54. The B57 was like a block up, and that was at Flushing Metropolitan Avenue and Flushing Avenues. So it was in the borough of Queens the entire time, and it was right under my nose. I was immediately about to go home and just go to sleep. But you know what? I make the 3rd attempt. So you know what? I decide that I was going to go to that location. Because thankfully, I've been traveling to and from Queens for like almost 18 years. Since when I was a teenager. So every single area I travel from and to and from Queens, I recognize the area. Thank God I have a good memory of finding places. Even if someone already posted a picture, and it was like an hour, and I did check this before I did a video. I did read someone that they couldn't find at the location because they bought the tickets, and it's really fucked up that if you bought the ticket, and you can't even find the venue. I mean, that no one doesn't want to waste hard-earned money, and I feel sorry for that person. But luckily, that didn't happen to me because I bought the tickets. I bought the free RSVP, so I didn't have to spend anything. So I was good anyway. So I immediately walked towards Kingston and Truth Avenue, took the C train, only took 6 minutes, took the C train to Broadway Junction, then walk upstairs, take the Madison Bay L train, got off at Jefferson Street because I had to walk from Brooklyn to Queens, because if I would have took the L train towards Grand Street, I would have walked even further to Queens. So I took the L train to Jefferson Street, got off, and just started walking. It was windy, but it was a little chilly, but it wasn't that cold. It was chilly, but not cold, but windy. And yeah, that's a telltale sign that winter is just around the corner. And I walk, and I walk, and then I walk. About, I'll say like 13 minutes later, I find a location. But before I got to the location, I gotta go to the bathroom. Good thing it was just a number one, so I peed, and I make sure I check for my surroundings, because you never know, there could be an undercover police car just driving by, and someone goes to the bathroom, someone pissing, and they get a summons, like literally out of nowhere, for pissing in public. Thankfully, it was the nighttime. That didn't happen. So I went back to the area, and then I make a right turn. First, after I got out the L train at Jefferson Street, I make a right at Flushing, go straight down till I hit Woodlaw. Then I make a left at Woodlaw, and head straight down to Metropolitan. I turn my right, and then I walk up a couple feet, and next thing I know, I stop, I turn around, and then I see the exact same picture that was posted on Facebook like 2 hours ago. So I missed like 2.5 hours of event, but you know what? I didn't give up. I found the location. I find the secret warehouse, and luckily I found it. I never gave up. See, that's the thing, because if you got a free ticket RSVP and you didn't pay anything, or you just got the tickets at the last minute, if you don't know about the location, just go to that page, see if they posted anything, and luckily they did, because if they didn't show the picture of that area that the place was going to be, I would have easily just went home and go to sleep, and my night would have been ruined. And that's what my title of the story is: how my night was almost ruined because of a Facebook post. And luckily, that night wasn't ruined. It was magical. And speaking of magical moments, I did see a couple friends. I did see Sasha, and there was this one friend I met way back during the spring at Get Scrunchy 2, but it was in the other part of Queens, and it was at the Deep End in Holo. It was a two-vendor event, and it was an NYC Ravers and Sound So Sweet event. They both hosted that event, and the same beautiful woman that I make out, well, that was back in April, and I wasn't wearing a shirt because I was covered in body paint at the time, and get this, I almost lost the exact same shirt that night. And my best friend, she was only wearing the orange bra and the 60 shorts at the time. Well, it was steaming hot in the next door, because at the Deep End there was a party. There's like a mini warehouse when the DJ played, and there's a bathroom like on your second door on your right. And me and my friend, we were both. Okay, she was wasted. I was wasted. I was covered in body paint. We were both drunk that night. But The thing about what random moments is, you know what random moments is. Hell, I even did a video about it. So if you haven't seen random moments and calls random kisses, you can go back to the video or do whatever. You can just replay the video about random moments, because random moments, like I said in that video I did, happens out of nowhere. You don't plan random moments, it just happens. It can be one of the beautiful, it could be a beautiful awkward moment, and trust me, I had a lot of random kisses and random moments throughout 2019. And the same friend that I saw, I think it was close to 6 months ago when I saw her, but that was back in the spring. We're in October, we're in fall, and summer season just flew by real quick. So I haven't seen her in a while, so I traded my candy because I'm a candy kid and I want to make that person feel special. So I give her balance. And we started to talk, dancing, and for some reason, when she saw me again for the second time, we started to kiss. We just making out. I really miss her. I really miss her so much. And the first time we kissed and we were both drunk, I don't want to take advantage of somebody and she don't want to take advantage of me. I never can take advantage of a drunk person. You never see me take advantage of it. But if y'all two, since her and I were completely drunk, and the only difference is I was covered in body paint, I wasn't wearing the shirt, she was wearing an orange bra and wearing shorts. So it'd be pointless for me to put back the shirt on. You know what? I decided to keep it off because I was getting hot, and the building was getting hot. That's why everybody went outside. I think like 4 or 5 people went outside to cool off. But her and I, we just keep kissing, but that was one of the magic moments. So we're not talking about the deep end. I'm talking about the secret warehouse. Sorry if I get a little sidetracked. But I haven't seen her for like the past 6 months. Almost 6 months, because October 20th will be 6 months. October 20th is next week, so there's going to be 6 months anyway. So her and I talk, we kiss, make out, and we was blocking the door. So I brought her on the other side of the door where no one can see us. And we started to kiss, we started to make out, and I still remember that moment, and she remembers that moment, because I haven't seen her, and like, I went to all different types of events, and Electric Zoo was just nearly a month ago when I also had a random moment, a random kiss moment. And yes, I did have that moment again at Electric Zoo this year. And then I have maybe 2 more. Then like 2 more random moments. But I think that random moment didn't happen until the 27th of September, and I think the 20th? No, wait. It was the 27th of September, and then again on the 11th, which was yesterday of October. So her and I make out in about the good 20 minutes. And then I had a friend took a picture of us, and I will show you the picture on Instagram of us kissing. And you see the kiss, but you don't see the tongue. For some reason, I gotta keep it PG for my Galaxy followers. But knowing me, I don't keep things PG. I keep it rated R. Keep it rated R. So we kissed and talked. So we went back dancing. So I just fell asleep in a comfy couch, and I was pretty much tired. So I went upstairs, and I went upstairs to the comfy and just fall asleep for the entire event. I did have some pictures with some new people, so you're gonna see the highlights and the videos after this. My God, the video is so long. Sorry about the details. You know what? I'm probably gonna redo the video anyway. So, what was that? Oh yes, the end of the event. Now, everybody got home except for me and this friend. We were both talking. We were both having a nice conversation, and she look at me, and I look at her. We're both wearing glasses, and then all of a sudden, we just stopped talking, and we started kissing. And it was one of those magical moments that I wish this night would never end. I wish this night would never end, and we just continue making out. And I, she is a great kisser. I call her a good kisser because it was the first time we met, and she really knows. She really knows how to. She really knows how to tongue it down. Tongue it down, man. But we made out. Dude, we saw the kitchen like no other. I mean, there was barely anybody. The only people that was there, it was the people that set up for the party. They were about to close down everything. They was cleaning up and everything. But we don't mind because the owner of the shit that we're about to close up. So if you feel like you want to, you can leave whatever you want. Just make sure we get it. Make sure you take your belongings with you before you leave. And that was the owner that was talking to us. So we continued to talk after we make out. And for some reason, she just did this right in front of me. And I did my best to explain how everything is just so upside down the world today. Like, you know what? Let me just stop talking and just make out. And that's exactly what I did. I did make out with her. And for like a good 30 minutes. A good half hour. Yeah. So after that, I decided I'm going to take her to the L train. But the L train that we're about to go to is the one at Graham Street. So we got to walk from Queens to Brooklyn. And that's exactly what we did. But it was one hell of a party. I mean, people were thanking me for coming. Hell, I even saw this one guy that came to the event a week ago, and it was Fantastic Beats and Where to Find Them, and that was in the city. That was a week ago. So he recognized me from the event because I was, yes, then again, covered in body paint for like the 14th time. Yes, the 14th time covered in body paint, and I've been counting it. There's 2 more events that has body paint involved, and that's going to be happening on the 15th and the 23rd of November. And that's going to be happening on a Friday. So I'm definitely looking forward to it again. It's going to be my 15th on the 15th. And then again, it's going to be on the 16th on the 23rd of November. On a Black Friday. I'm very... You know what? I'm sorry to make this video so long, but if you got a story, just tell the story. So now I get to the end. Now we both talking, we walking. We was at Metropolitan Avenue. We're walking, and then all of a sudden, as we about to approach Brooklyn, there was this wreck. There was a fire truck. There was a fire truck on the right. There was a tow truck on the left, and there was about 5 firefighters, and there's a person trapped inside a wrecked car. And I couldn't see the other car. The only car I see is the one one is at the street, and I see the tow truck on the left, and I see a fire truck on right behind it. So I think the second car got towed before we even see the wreck. So me and her walk up the hill, and by the time we got to the destination, Grand Street, Busher Avenue, because that's what the L train. She lives like an hour away, and she traveled that far just to go to those events. And before I did the video, I just invited to the event that's going to be happening next week, Friday, the 18th, which is Morgan Up Free at the Work Party Gathering. Yes, at the Brooklyn Marriage. That's going down Friday, October 18th. And before we go our ways, we make out like one last time. I want to have this moment. And when I was making out with her, I was like, are you gonna come to the event if I invite you? And she said yes. And in a deep, sexy voice, wow, she just kissed me. If I invite you, will you show up? Will you show up? And she says yes. Like twice. I asked her twice. And there's twice. I tell her Like you're gonna be seeing me because I'm the one with the colors with the lights. Matter of fact, I'm very easy to find, so it's not that difficult. Just look through the crowds and look for the lights, and you'll see me. Yeah. And then while we will continue to make it out, I was like, I want you to come to this free after work party on Friday, the 18th, and we can continue where we left off. We can make out. We can, you know what? Just let the lips and tongue do the talking. I'm doing the lips and tongue do the talking, and we just, we can go at it. And we're just friends. We're not taking things seriously. We're not in a serious relationship. We're just friends. Just friends. Just having a good time and just making out. That's it. And that's the end of my story about a crazy ass Friday night. Sorry if the video is 25 minutes long, but I gotta tell it like it is. And I had my glasses off the entire time so I don't see my reflection, because when I see the video, I see my reflection, and that's why I got my glasses off for literally the entire story. So before I go, few announcements. Now, you know the last video I uploaded about the Excision LED red lights. That was dope, and I'm gonna be posting up on Instagram later on today because oh shit, it's 7:22, and I gotta go to work in the next 28 minutes. So I'm gonna make this real quick. So I'm going to Lost Lands as of next year for 2020. And that's going to be one of 3 new festivals I'm going. The reason why I'm not including Electric Zoo because I plan to go. I'm already planning to go the next year. So it's a tradition for going on for me for like close to 3 years. By Labor Day weekend 2020, it's going to be 3 years. And I did mention that I'm going to Lost Lands next year for 2020. That's one out of the 3 new festivals. What the other 2 new festivals are going to go to in 2020, you're just going to have to find out once I purchase the tickets. Matter of fact, even if I purchase the tickets, it's going to be a while before I deliver them in the mail. Before I receive it in the mail. So you'll see it, which festival I'm going to go to next summer. And I do have big plans for 2020. So I'm going to keep it on the wraps until I know for sure this is going to be the one. This is Galaxy Dollars X with another story. And I'll be back next week to do another video. Hopefully not as long as this one, but fingers crossed. And I'm going to end the video.